When we talk about the Sasquatch as just another North American mammal, I always think of my work doing wildlife surveys, especially mammal surveys, where we are able to determine the presence of a mammal in an area on the basis of its tracks. Mammals aren't like birds. They're not so easily seen. They're elusive. They're often nocturnal. So we look for sign. We look for tracks. We look for scat. We look for feeding sign. On the basis of seeing bear tracks, we say, yes, there are black bears in this area or grizzly bears. And so this is same with the Sasquatch. This is an original. This is the best cast, actually, that my wife and I were able to make here on Vancouver Island. Unfortunately, between the time we found them and the time we got back with plaster, a hiker had stepped in it, so there's a bit of a boot print there. But other than that, it's just an awfully good cast, showing the large heel and the 5 toes. Here are a couple of casts of an immature Sasquatch from Washington State. And people often say, well, gee, if you got a young Sasquatch, the track would look like a human track, wouldn't it? Well, they don't, actually. One of the things quite common in Sasquatch tracks is the spreading of the toes. The Sasquatch foot seems to be, well, is much more flexible than the human foot, which is quite rigid by comparison. It's almost like the human hand, and then the toes quite commonly spread out like that. This is the largest cast in my collection. It's noteworthy for that point of view. It's also noteworthy because the big toe, the great toe, is quite divergent, sticking off to the side, which is very much an ape characteristic. Of course, in the great apes, the big toe is often straight out. In the Sasquatch, the big toe often diverges somewhat, and that's quite unhuman-like.
That's a gigantic cast.
It's a very large track. There's a bit of slide in here. I'm sure that the heel actually started about there. But yes, yeah, this is an interesting cast because it shows another characteristic of the Sasquatch foot, and it just as is shown in these young ones, and that is it is proportionately broader than the human foot.